Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Nariska Nindya Putri, and today I make this video for my individual thoughts by about reviewing a novel by the title "And the Mountains Echoed" by Khalid Hussein. And today I'm gonna read the summary. This story tells us about a brother and sister who live as a self after his mother's death and his father's marriage again with another woman called Parwana. The older brother is Abdullah and his younger sister is Pari. After being left by his mother when giving birth to Pari, Abdullah acted like a father. He took care of Pari's childhood because their father was too tired for that and their stepmother was pregnant. For Abdullah, Pari is everything. He will do anything to make his little sister happy. Until sometime after the journey from Kabul, their father decided to sell Pari to a wealthy Wahdati family who had no children for the sake of their family's survival in the middle of winter. Abdullah felt that his world finished and his life disappeared. At that time, Pari, who lived with Wahdati's family and felt the luxury given to her, slowly forgot who she was and the people she had been with, including Abdullah. Years passed. Instead, Mrs. Wahdati decided to bring Pari to America after separating from her husband. The little girl grew up and eventually had a family. Some time passed after he died. Nabi, who became Abdullah and Pari's uncle, step-uncle, and the liaison between Abdullah and Wahdati's family, left a letter to his friend Mr. Marcos to convey something to Pari about his past. In the end, Pari's memories returned one by one, but it was too late when he met Abdullah and the man didn't remember her anymore. So, first, I think this novel is very difficult. I think reading an English novel is very difficult because it's English, not Indonesian. But when I started read this novel, word by word, chapter by chapter, I feel curious, and that's me feel like I should read this again more and more. And then I finished this novel for 2 weeks. So from the beginning, the story has a good impression. The beginning of the story is talking about Babah Ayub family. This is a fairy tale story, and I think the language is easy to understand too, and the storyline is interesting to make me always curious on every page that I follow. The detail of description of the story makes me feel emotional and shed tears. When you read this novel, I think it's so emotional. I feel emotional, like I'm gonna cry because this is a sad story. Even so, there are something that I regret. What I feel regret here, like I didn't dislike, but it is about too many accompanying characters who have their own storyline too much, like Masumah. That sometimes I feel far from the main character. So when I read the part of Masumah's story, I think why this is story here. I think the relation between Masumah and Abdullah or Pari as the main character, but there are no relation, and that make me feel like I feel far from the main character and my story. But this is still a good story. So I think enough here. Thank you very much for your attention, and as I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.